Okay, so she's been trying to get me to start a show for years. Like, literal years, since, like, 2018.
Right? Just trying to get you out there.
I don't like putting my face on camera, which, honestly, I like filming this way. I don't see myself. This shit's great. Also, I'm never going to watch this after it goes up. You're my media manager. You do all that. I ignore it. Anyway, so I do not have the patience or the wherewithal for script writing, but I do like doing our movie corners and just kind of chatting about movies. So this is the start of a new series. We decided on Phase Finally Seen. Called Phase Finally Seen, where I go through and watch movies from like the 80s, 90s. We can go earlier or later, I guess. But particularly, especially starting off with 80s movies that I've never seen before. Especially because I see so many, like, Gen Z and younger people now being like, oh my god, Mean Girls is my favorite, like, classic movie. And I'm sitting there like, just put me in the fucking nursing home now. So now I can make someone else feel old by, you know, bringing up the movies that were classic movies when I was young. So, you know, they'll have that same moment. If that can't be that old, I was like, oh my god. And then you realize it's like 20, 30 years ago and you feel the gray hairs.
And in my case, I am a movie file, and most of the movies that we have picked out for this show, I have seen, so it will be getting a perspective on new to the film or rewatching the movie.
And if it's something that neither of us has seen, you'll just get me by my lonesome. We're starting off today with Heathers, which we have not watched this yet. This part is before. So I have never seen Heathers. I have heard a few songs from the musical. Loved them. So
I am a big Winona Ryder fan, so I have seen her entire filmography.
See, I didn't even know Winona Ryder was in this, and I feel like a terrible person that I didn't. But
yep, I have seen every single Ryder's film.
That's what we're here for. And just to show you how glaring my blind spots are, upcoming movies will be things like Say Anything, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. Never seen any of them.
I'm gonna make her sit through Ferris Bueller.
First of all, ma'am, make him or them sit through Ferris Bueller. Second of all, I've seen Ferris Bueller. I hate it. I have an unmanageable, unexplainable hatred for Matthew Broderick. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I just see his face and I want to punch it. No fucking idea why. No offense meant to the guy. As far as I know, he's fine, hasn't done anything wrong. I don't know. Inexplicable hatred.
That being said, and unmeant misgendering, I love you. Mm-hmm. That being said, cut take.
Hold on. Before we cut, there's another. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Some people have like different gimmicks or whatnot. I crochet while I'm watching movies because I can't just sit there and watch it unless I'm in a theater, and even then I start getting twitchy and need like a fidget cube or something. So I figure why not just show y'all what I'm working on when I go to watch movies, and maybe we'll do like a progress update after the movie so you'll see how much progress I made.
And maybe certain people would like to buy said item. You can message us.
Well, this one's mine, but like DM her, we'll work something out. This is going to be a panel. I'm working on a sweater that I'm freehanding, like a little just fishnet thing, because I've seen like these mesh sweaters everywhere, and I'm like, I'm not paying $60 for one. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to make one. Like, why would I buy one? So yeah, maybe I'll have the panel done and have another panel done by the time we come back. Who knows?
So that being said, this is Heather.
Okay, so that was an experience. I love that movie. That's a new favorite. So I didn't go into it completely blind, because I had heard a couple of songs from the musicals, so I knew that JD was trouble from the beginning. And I also knew kind of roughly what trouble, like his climactic plot, I already knew vaguely what he was doing. Because it's one of the songs I've listened to from the musical, because my Spotify just gives me random shit. So, But also, the beginning of that movie and what JD starts off with would not have flown post-Columbine. Holy shit. See, I was not conscious before Columbine happened. I think that might have even happened before I was born. I know it was early to mid-90s.
It was, I want to say 94, 95.
I want to say 93 maybe. Either way, I was either not born yet or not conscious yet.
I was, whatever year it was, I was born, I was just under the age of 10.
Yeah, too young to remember anything that much. So I like, the second I see any kind of firearm at a school setting, I'm immediately like, this is not realistic. It's like watching people run through security in Home Alone, and you're like, yeah, post 9/11, this does not make sense.
That's okay. You want a slushie.
I kind of do want a slushie now, actually. So JD is one of those characters that, like, if he were a real person, he would be the most disgusting piece of shit. But as a fictional character, it's like, I love you. You fantastic fucked up bastard.
Yeah.
Like, there's just certain characters that you're like, in real life, that you would hate them because they're just odious human beings.
I love Ryder in this stuff.
She's great. But as, like, fictional characters, these people are like, you're fascinating, I want to study you under a microscope.
I don't know if that's good or not.
I mean, he's not a good person, so there's that. But he's an interesting character. Winona Ryder is great. Christian Slater steals the show. Like, I know it's about Veronica, but that just pure deranged energy oozing out of every frame. It's fantastic.
You said you want his shirt or his jacket.
I do. I kind of low-key want to do that cosplay. Is that bad? I think you should cosplay the dream sequence, Heather.
Nah, if you're doing JD, I will do the Veronica cosplay.
But anyway,
especially
like
that blue skirt combo.
Yeah. I really should have looked up some, like, color symbolism stuff before we started this, because, like, the main Heather, whichever Heather that is, always has the red bow, and Veronica is, like, in blue throughout it. I really should have looked up why that was, but, like, that's definitely a thing that I picked up on.
Mm-hmm.
But, like...
Leader in red?
Yeah, I mean... But... Holy crap, that movie was... That was good. I kind of got the idea from the musical, but also one of my Lisa Frankenstein besties, who I've been talking to obsessively, was like... has been recommending me 80s movies, especially because we've been writing together, and she's been, like, putting in movies that they would have had access to in 1989, and this is one of them.
Hi, MC.
So yeah, hi, MC. Holy I don't even really know what to say about the movie. Okay, so the Heathers themselves were kind of fucking boring. I think they're meant to be.
They are meant to be the everyday character.
Yeah. Except for the one Heather.
Shannon Doherty.
Whichever one was the one that Veronica stopped from killing herself in the school bathroom. She was the most interesting one, because she actually had some emotional depth to her.
She's the one that had emotional change throughout the film.
Yeah, she had some development, so she was an interesting character. The other two were like head bitch number 1 and then head bitch number 2 who takes over. And that's the character, that's it. There's not really much more to that.
I mean, it's Shannon Doherty, what do you get?
The background characters...
I love her as an actress, but she plays a bitch way too well.
Yeah. The background characters were really nice.
Hello, Kitty.
Really nicely done. Hello, fat cat. That opening sequence with the note was kind of soul-crushing as someone who got bullied pretty much the same way Martha does.
I think he's confused.
I think the cat's very confused as to why you grabbed him. So yeah, that opening sequence was not fun, but, you know, like, the rest of it was a great ride. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I also love the touch of, this is a high school movie, so naturally we have teen boys who, sir, have you ever seen a vagina? I don't think you actually know how sex works. Spin like a pinwheel. Sir, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. Cue the old Geico commercial. That's not how any of this works. But it's a teen boy trying to posture for his football friends, so it makes sense. It's very realistic. Well, teen boy, I say all of these guys look like they're 40. Like, legit, in the funeral scene, I thought the one student apparently was the other one's dad. And then I realized that they're both football players in high school, and I'm like, the casting is just great.
Well, Hollywood has started to sway away from, not casting people that are the actual age of the character.
Yeah, thankfully. I mean, on the one hand, fucked up child stars, so that's not good. On the other hand, at least we don't get moments like that where I'm like, are you another student or are you his dad?
Or both.
Yeah.
But for those who have not actually seen the movie as well, the basic plot of the film is, JD and Veronica, they meet, they start, fandoogling.
And JD is just the absolute most toxic asshole you can meet.
So,
where she's just trying to kind of embarrass Heather, and he's like, nah, murder. We'll make it look like suicide. And that's his plot. That's his character.
So she ends up killing her best friend. Well, technically, he's the one that killed everybody. Technically, if
she did shoot the one guy.
If it got taken to court, she would be able to plead for, coercion.
Yeah, she would. Even though she did definitely shoot that guy.
Okay, so that
she's
one...
at least got one murder charge. The other two are accessories.
But, basically JD's depth is he feels like an outcast, he feels like no one loves him, he feels like no one cares.
And instead of going to fucking therapy...
Like, people should, instead he decides he wants to blow up the school.
Yeah.
And make it look like a massive suicide pact.
And that was one of the things that I knew going into it because of the musical. But yeah... disclaimer, if you are a real human person, like you're watching this so you live in reality, go to fucking therapy.
Yeah.
If you're writing a book, your character should not go to therapy. That's no fun. Make them unhinged. Get all of your unhinged antisocial behavior out in fiction.
What is wrong with you?
What? Fictional...
Don't tell people that.
Fictional characters are fun when they're unhinged. Real people need to get their shit together and go to therapy. All of the unhinged, illegal, violent shit goes in fiction. And out of the real world. Please and thank.
But this was one of my favorite writer movies growing up. I watched this and Beetlejuice all the time growing up.
Yeah.
Just because I loved how unhinged it was, and being my trans girl self, kind of obsessing over the outfits throughout the movie,
yeah.
Which shouldn't surprise you in the least.
But oh my god, that movie it really is unhinged. Like, there is not a single moment of it that really feels truly realistic. The most realistic is the over-the-top acting of realistic. Which is great. It's camp. It is horror camp, and that is some of my favorite shit ever. I eat that up.
For this show, I need to show you, because of your love of horror camp, I really need to show you Bruce Campbell's filmography, because there is a lot of stuff like The Man with the Screaming Brain that you would love.
Also, speaking of her showing me things, I'm open to recommendations. If you've got something you want me to watch, MC, that means you too, even though I think you've probably already told me everything you want me to watch. Just, if anyone has something you want me to watch, let me know. I'll check it out. If I've already seen it, she'll comment and let you know. We might still do it, especially because with me, I've got a terrible memory span, so if I've seen it more than 5 years ago, I basically haven't seen it.
And if I haven't seen it, we might turn it into a movie corner episode instead.
I mean, we could also just flip-flop it, make it a special guest episode, because you are here and you've already seen it. We can just do it the other way around.
Either way.
Also, one other thing I wanted to bring up. Random Phil Lewis. That was kind of great. Like, just random scene.
Their reaction to it, they had to pull up the
IMDb. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that voice.
I was like, you know who it is.
I know that voice. I know that voice. He looked up at the camera. It's him!
Zach and Cody.
Yeah. It came full circle for my fucking Lisa Frankenstein obsession. There's like degrees of connection here. I'm that meme of connecting the dots.
Did you show off your new tattoo?
Oh yeah, I don't know if I've shown off the newest ink yet. Don't mind the rash. My skin is terrible. That happens every time I get a tattoo.
Yeah, we got spoopy tattoos.
Yeah. But that was such a good movie. JD is such a fucked up mess. Real people, please don't be like JD, but make your fictional characters like him. Fictional people like him are fun. Fictional. Throwing that out there. For the love of God. Be chill in real life, I beg you. But that was such a fun movie. And now I really need to see the musical. I don't know if it's touring.
Or streaming.
Or streaming anywhere. It's probably not streaming anywhere, but it's probably streaming illegally somewhere.
Is that a hint?
For legal purposes, we're not going to pirate it. For legal disclaimer purposes. But, yeah.
That being said.
Progress update. Because I just want to make this a thing. I don't know if this will continue to be a thing. It might if I feel like it, but I finished the first panel for my sweater. And I started the next one that I think I just ripped out a couple stitches of, but it's fine. It's like
it slapped me with it.
But yeah.
My spouse, everybody.
Yeah. That was a fun movie. I think we're going to do Say Anything next. Which you also haven't seen.
Already downloaded.
Yeah.
And not seen. Correct.
Yeah. So that next one might just be me, since there's no, like, contrast with someone who's actually seen it laughing at me freaking out because I haven't seen it before.
Nope. I'll watch it with you, though.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so look forward to that next week, because I think we're going to be uploading these on Tuesdays. I don't know when this first one's going to go up. Is this going to be up tonight, or is it going to be up next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, so this will go up the 24th.
Is that the 24th?
Sunday is the 22nd, so if my math is mathing correctly, it should be the 24th.
Yes.
But I can't math, so who knows?
So, Halloween season is right around the corner. We do have some Halloween-themed episodes for them to watch. I think I've only
Say Anything gonna be the next one if we're gonna do exclusively Halloween stuff?
You have enough for 2.
Oh, no.
No, you have 1.
Yeah. The first is the Tuesday after that, so either this has to go up tonight or Say Anything will be like the 6th or 7th episode.
I mean, I'm okay with... Ow, that was my toe.
Maybe we'll just make the first double upload, I don't know.
I mean, I could, but...
Bonus. We'll figure it out. You'll see that at some point.
Eventually.
Yeah, and if you have suggestions for horror movies...
There's 5 weeks in October. You could still make Say Anything one of the non-spoopy episodes.
I could. Just make the first one a non-spooky.
And then, you know... I know we have 2 that I really want them to see, so if you have any spoopy Halloween 80s and 90s, I guarantee they have seen slasher films, because that is kind of what I let them watch, or they watch with me because of my obsession with slashers.
It's kind of our thing, but like, there's some stuff that I haven't seen that would surprise you. Like, I've never seen Edward Scissorhands. She's still shocked by that.
It's on the list.
Yes.
It will
so
be
that
one
is already one of them.
It will be on the October list.
I think you already had another one.
Dracula.
Okay. Yeah, so
Stop tickling my kneecap!
So any other, like, spooky, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be horror movies. It can be stuff like Heathers. Like, I would almost have counted this for Halloween.
Have you seen Death Becomes Her?
I have not. So that sounds like we've now got 3.
That is on the list.
Okay, so if Say Anything is still going to be October 1st, we need one more spooky.
So comment below.
Yeah.
And then Christmas is also right around the corner, so...
Yeah, holiday movies too.
Holiday movies that they'll make me sit through. Don't Don't comment stuff like Lifetime movies, because that's the same movie.
I also refuse to watch Lifetime movies. Oh my god, is it going to be a blonde woman who is a high-powered exec in a big city who goes back to her hometown and learns the true meaning of Christmas from some buff, jacked, probably also blonde farmer in a presumably Christian town and learns to stay and love her small town life? Which fucking movie did I just describe? All of them. I'm not watching them. I might watch the one with Melissa Joan Hart where she kidnaps a guy. But that's it.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Holiday in Handcuffs?
No, I have not. That's the only one I'll watch.
That movie is hilarious.
But anyway.
That I will actually say.
Alright, this video has been like 50% Heathers and 50% everything else, so let's wrap it up.
That being said.
But, oh my god, that movie was great. I loved it. If you have more suggestions, especially if they're along the lines of the campy horror, these people are terrible, I love it kind of shit as Heathers, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you next week with Say Anything.
So, that being said.